My dear brothers and sisters in Tacloban State, it is the prayer of Sister Jenny and I that you're all healthy today, that you're all feeling well, productive, and have grown closer to the Lord even more. It has been 2 months since the lockdown began, and we have surely missed you all. We have never had ward activities nor stake activities in the last 2 months. No more ward conferences, no youth conferences, no ward and stake fellowshipping activities. Personally, it feels like we have not seen each other for a very long time. We are living in the new normal, which I hope will just be temporary. While we really love it having sacrament service just here at home, we feel that something is missing. And I think it is the thought that we are not together doing sacrament services in our chapels. I think it's the thought that we do not see our full-time missionaries doing physical proselyting. We just miss it when we could do things together. We miss the temple a lot. Brothers and sisters, we are still under pandemic. It is not over yet. The vaccine, let alone the cure, is not yet available. We must still be very careful and must take all the necessary precautions to avoid the virus. Our immune systems might not be that strong to combat the ravages of the disease. So let us always be very vigilant. Let us wash our hands with soap and water frequently. Stay at home unless it is really necessary for you to go out. Wear your face masks always. Read your scriptures daily, and this time spend more time, longer time reading your scriptures, and always be very prayerful. We are not yet returning to our chapels. In a letter from the area presidency, we need two things to be able to resume services in our chapels. One, we have to have clearance from our local authorities to be able to hold religious services. And number two, we have to have clearance from the area presidency of the church to be able to proceed with our sacrament services. Permission or consent from both authorities must be had before we could resume any services in our chapels. We have not been authorized by any one of them so far. We will continue holding sacrament services in our homes until further notice. Today, brothers and sisters, I would like to share with you a few important things which I think we would need today and in the coming days. I've asked myself this question: what is one of the most important lessons I have learned from our current situation? Brothers and sisters, in my view, one of the most important messages is the power of preparation. The joy of being prepared, both temporally and spiritually, I think is one of the great lessons of this pandemic. The parable of the 10 virgins, as recorded in the book of Matthew, chapter 25, verses 1 through 13, is very relevant to our current situation. The parable talks about 10 virgins who, by interpretations, are actually members of the church because they were all invited to the feast. 5 of the virgins were wise. 5 of the virgins were foolish. 5 were prepared with extra supply of oil, while 5 had nothing except the oil in their lamps. Because the bridegroom delayed his arrival, the lamps of the foolish virgins ran out of oil. They had no reserve. The wise virgins brought extra supply of oil with them, so that when the bridegroom came late at night, only 5 of the 10 virgins were able to join the feast. The other 5 foolish virgins were looking for oil on the very day that they needed it. I think that is exactly what happened to our stake and to so many other stakes of the church in the Philippines. The pandemic exposed our lack of preparation. We have not been found to be the self-reliant members we were supposed to be. In just over 2 weeks between the months of March and April, Elder Carlos G. Revillo, the area authority assigned to Tacloban Mission, he said that more than 100 million pesos have been spent by the church in just 2 weeks as fast offering assistance in the form of relief goods, because members of the church did not prepare or had very little preparation. It is my prayers that in the days ahead, we would be more self-reliant and not depend solely on the church for our survival. We must be like the 5 wise virgins who were ready for any eventuality. They had reserved oils with them. Now you will ask, what are the things we need to prepare and how much preparation is enough? President Gordon B. Hinckley said, "We can begin ever so modestly. We can begin with 1 week's supply and gradually build it to a month, and then to 3 months, and then to 6 months, and then to 1 year. Each family in the state should have an emergency 72-hour kit. We have to have a 3-month supply of food, or a 6-month supply of food, or a 1-year supply of food. We must practice food storage. Those with available lots or spaces could do gardening. We must be engaged in food production. The most important thing is that we are doing something to prepare for whatever calamity or disaster or pandemic that may arise. We must never be caught off guard." Now, in the state, what are the things that are good that we are currently doing? What are the best practices right now that we are doing? Brothers and sisters, even in these difficult times, we see a lot of good news. We hear a lot of good news. As I state presidency, we rejoice to see some members actually prepared for this pandemic. They have planted high-value crops like kamote, gabi, banana, and vegetables. Members resorted to gardening and grow their own food. Some members have purchased adequate supply of alcohol and other hygiene products months before the lockdown began. We saw on Facebook sisters sewing face masks, and selling them to earn money. We saw members sell online products and earn money for a living. We saw members became entrepreneurs by offering their services to do errands for a fee and in the process earn money. Sometimes I wish every young single adult member of the church had an online business to augment their income. Brothers and sisters, the worst of times could sometimes bring out the very best in us, the imaginative in us, the creative in us, the entrepreneur in us. I hope we are able to catch that kind of spirit. Now, brothers and sisters, what are the things that we need to improve on? Ano pa nga mga butang itkinahanglan naton pagburubligan base mas ready kita hit mga piarabot nga mga butang in the coming days. It has been prophesied and our scriptures are replete with prophecies of calamities in the last days. We have to prepare now, brothers and sisters. We need to change our mindset of running only to the bishop for everything that we need. It is not a sound practice. We have to take self-reliance more seriously now. When we return back to our chapels, we will give instruction to all the bishops in the state that upon the resumption of our services, all members would need to enroll in personal finance classes. This is one of the most important manuals we have in the church, and every member would benefit by studying diligently the things that are contained in this manual. It's personal finances. We will be taught how to earn money, how to save money, how to value money, and how to generate money, how to roll money. It's all in here, brothers and sisters. And this is one of the most underutilized manuals we have in the chapel, in the church. This is a resource that every member should maximize the use of. Brothers and sisters, I would like to commend Bishop Mark Spidillian for spearheading personal finance classes in Tacloban First Ward. The most number of graduates we have in the entire state as far as personal finances classes are concerned are all found in Tacloban First Ward. Now, brothers and sisters, how could we serve the Lord in these difficult times? The other Sunday, President Evan Smoots, our area president, talked about paying tithing and fast offering when we return back to church. He said that when we return, we should have the envelope with us containing our tithing and very generous fast offerings ready to give to our respective bishops. President Stephen Bangder, just last Sunday, talked of doing missionary work online, of sharing the gospel through our cell phones, our gadgets, our tablets. And today, President Wakulo talked of doing family history even during these difficult times. Now, speaking of family history, may I mention to you, brothers and sisters, the record of Tacloban State when it comes to web indexing as part of our family history activities. I have with me, brothers and sisters, the report, the statewide report of web indexing activities of the entire state for the months of May and April. For the month of May alone, from May 1 until up to today, May 30, Tacloban Stake had 3,938 records indexed. Of the 3,938 records, 1,720, or almost half, okay, of the entire records indexed by the Tacloban Stake for the month of May alone were contributed by Tacloban First Ward. Tacloban First Ward is followed with 750 records indexed by Palu Ward, and then followed by Tacloban Second Ward. For the month of April, we had a total of 5,909 records indexed in the entire state. Again, more than half of the 5,909, 3,101 records were indexed by Tacloban First Ward, followed by 2,121 records indexed by Palu Ward, and then followed by 334 indexed records by Tacloban Second Ward. Brothers and sisters, if you think that those are a lot of numbers, it is not. If we compare Tacloban Stake's indexing record with the records of stakes from Metro Manila, from the other parts of the Visayas, they have indexed by the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of records already. And ours, for the month of May, is barely 3,938, and for April is 5,909. We could do a lot better, brothers and sisters. While this is a good start, we need to be able to do more indexing, because by doing so, we are doing missionary work for our brothers and sisters who are beyond the veil, who are on the other side of the veil. Brothers and sisters, it is my testimony that preparation is very important. We have been taught these principles time and again. For many, many years, the words self-reliance have been taught over and over again. We have not captured the true spirit and the real meaning of self-reliance. We have to do a lot of things to improve. We have to do a lot of indexing, do a lot of family history activities. We want to have a temple in Tacloban State. And when I say that, I smile because I'm very, very hopeful that one of these days we will have a temple here in this state. Brothers and sisters, Sister Jenny and I miss you a lot. We love you so much, and we are praying for your safety. We are praying for inspiration to be given to every bishop of this state, so that they would know how to govern, how to administer the ward. Brothers and sisters, please be very careful, be healthy, please do your regular exercise. By the way, I commend members who have accepted the challenge of doing 25 push-ups for 25 days. It's a great way to spend your time, brothers and sisters. I hope you will continue to do that for the rest of your lives. And we hope we'll always be healthy. We're excited for the reopening again of our chapels, and we're praying that it will come soon. And it is our prayers, my prayer, in the most sacred name of Jesus Christ. Amen.